Here's an example of something you need to know coming into today. A system of equation is two equations. But to be able to do two equations, you definitely have to be able to solve one equation. 8x plus 5 is equal to 4x minus 3. This should just be like, oh, yeah, that's easy. It's just an equation. I can solve that. Take a second. Solve it. Be ready to tell me every step. Khalid, there's 8x and 4x. I always get rid of the, which one should I get rid of? The 8x or the 4x? Yeah, I think you just thought of the first thing that came into your head. You've got two numbers there. You got the 8x and the 4x. Always find the smaller one. So I'm going to get rid of the 4x. Of the two, you get rid of the smaller one. Yes, the 8. You see the 8 first, but don't get rid of that. Get rid of the 4x because it's smaller. All right. I'm going to be calling on different people because I've tried to just ask kids to offer answers and people just sit there silently because they're too embarrassed. So I guess that means I have to call on you guys. All right. Maggie, can you tell me what happens after that cancels? Tell me what to write. Yes. Pierce, take it from there. Subtract 5. Good. Abby Music, take it from there. Wait. Tell me what to write. 4x equals negative 8. Good. And then what?
And then you divide both sides by 4.
Good. X equals negative 2. Perfect. You have to know how to do that. That had like 5 steps. All right. To be able to solve a system of equations, you have to be able to solve a single equation. All right. I'm going to give you one more like that. Everybody write this down. 2x plus 5 equals 10x minus 7. Warning, the answer might be a fraction, and that's okay. Which to get rid of first? What do you think? Yep. We're going to subtract 2x from both sides. Dessa, after I did the minus 2x, look up at the board here. Tell me what I should write for my next line here.
5 equals 8x minus 7.
Nice. Do you know what to do next after that?
Add 7.
Mm-hmm. Remington, take that over from there.
You'd write 12 equals 8x. You divide by 8 on each side.
Divide by 8. 12 divided by 8. I like to factor. In fact, you see my sign. If you can factor it, you should. It's my favorite saying. 12 is 4 times 3. 8 is 4 times 2. You see why I did that? Cancels. 3 over 2 is my answer. 12/8 would not have been accepted. You either would have to divide it on a calculator and get 1.5, or you would have had to reduce it. 12, 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8. Cancel the 4s, 3 over 2. So that's your final answer. X equals 3 over 2. All right. One more thing, and we're going to solve an equation, and I don't think you're going to like it. It's going to be weird. At the end of your equation, it'll come out to either 5 equals 5, and there will be no variable left. But would you agree 5 equals 5 is at least true? 5 is 5, right? Okay. If it ever comes out to a true statement, the answer is that all solutions work. As in, anything you pick will work to solve it. That'd be like this. Would you agree that x equals x? Is that true? What if I said solve? Well, you'd subtract x from both sides, and you'd have 0 equals 0. Is that true? Yes, and that means everything works. Do you get, no matter what you put in, if you want to put in 18, you can, and it'll work. See, everything works in that. Are there other things that could happen at the end of solving an equation that are weird? Yeah, what if it says like 0 equals 5? Well, then that's just false. I mean, 0 equals 5 isn't true. So instead of saying all solutions, what do you think it's going to be? No solutions. Good. All right, so here's one. Ready? 2x equals x plus 0 plus x. Solve. Sometimes the answer isn't just like 4. Sometimes the answer is no solutions. Or sometimes the answer is all numbers are solutions. Everything is a solution. Teo, what do you think we should do first?
Combine these
Yep. What do you get when you combine all that?
2x.
So then it says 2x equals 2x. What the heck? Now what? Remington, you know what to do?
What about 2's on each side?
You're not wrong, but it's not going to solve it. It's just going to say x equals x, and you still have to, like, what do?
Then you divide by x.
Subtract x, subtract x. Then it'll be 0 equals 0, and now you've got nothing left you can do. But what's the answer? There's only 2 choices then.
All solutions.
All solutions. That means everything was a solution. That means if I decided I wanted to put in a 4, I could. Any number I want. See? 2 times 4 is 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. It works. No matter what I put in, it works. All right. All of that is review so that when you're in the middle of solving a system today and you get an answer like 6 equals 6, that you don't just freak out. You'll say, oh, everything's a solution. All solutions. Every number works. But if it says something like 8 equals 6, you will know that no solutions. Nothing works. No matter what you put in, nothing will ever work. That'd be kind of like this. X equals x plus 1. Can you think of any number you could put in that makes that work? There's no way that that could work. Something is 1 bigger than itself. That can't work. If I put in 8 and 8, like 8 equals 9. That's not true. Nothing would work. And that's because when I solve it, I get 0 equals 1. And that's just not true. So there's no solutions. All right. So are you prepared for the weird things that can happen? If so, go to our... Well, that's just saying we're going to do solving systems of equations by substitution. Let me explain what that means. X equals 4y and 2x plus 6 equals 10y. Those are completely different equations. What we did last time was we graphed them both. And you know the 2 lines would cross and then that was the answer. Well, if we can't graph them, if we have to do this thing called substitution, that's called a system of equations. And to solve it, I can't graph. I have to do substitution. That's what that means. This is a system. I'm going to substitute something from one equation into the other. In this case, x equals 4y. I see an x right there. So what could I put instead of the x? 4y. It says x is 4y. And then look, it just became an equation. 2 times 4y plus 6 equals 10y. And yeah, that's kind of a pain. And some of you aren't awesome at solving equations. And that's what's going to make it hard for today. I substituted this in there. Here's a nice clean one. Everybody turn to page 3. You're going to substitute something from the top into the equation on the bottom. And then it'll just turn into an equation that you can solve. We practiced at the beginning of the hour solving them. Once you get the substitution done, it's just solve. It's not that bad. All right, so everybody put a -2. Where? Where do I put the -2? Where the y is. Put it right there. And now you're off and running, and that's your equation. Solve it. You can do this. Let's just solve an equation. Safa, tell me the first step. Times these together. Do you know what you get? Two negatives. Or you could think of it as you're going to subtract -6.
6.
Yeah. And if you can't solve it from here, I'm kind of going to be despondent. Neverman, do you know what to do from here?
Subtract 12.
Yep. Finish.
Divide by 4.
Yep. X equals 3. There we go. Now, the other thing that makes this challenging is because you just found part of the answer. Do you remember when we graphed them, the answer was always a point? All I found was the x of the point. Scared the crap out of him.
Good. Wait, Mom. You're not recording, are you?
I am, and that's okay. I'll pause. Okay, so I was trying to say when we got interrupted there that we aren't done. Because why? Because I know x of my point. My answer is a point. I know the x is 3, and I just don't know what the y is. Somebody will know what to do. Come on. See, the problem with calling on somebody here is it's not incredibly hard, but I get some people aren't going to know. What do you think?
You plug the 3 into the x.
Yes, except in this case, I see what y is. Do you, Stessa, what do you see what y is?
-2.
Yeah, it says right here. Y is -2. Cool, I'm done then. I got my x, got my y. That's my answer. You got to have both parts. When you're solving a system, you get two answers, the x and the y. Okay, you see how this is intense about solving equations? You got to be good at solving equations. To solve a system, everybody go to page 4. A system of equations, you have to be able to solve two equations. All right, I see the thing we're going to substitute in. It says right at the top, right here, it says y equals, so wherever y is, which is right here, I'm going to instead put in -2x plus 9 right there. Now I'm just going to copy it down here. Copy down, copy down, copy down, copy down. See, all I did is copy that thing down. And now I'm going to drop in the 2x minus 9 right here. Oh, -2x minus 9, sorry. Plus 9. Bah. -2x plus 9. There. Now, if you can solve an equation, which you should be able to because you're in Algebra 2, then you got it. So solve this. If you haven't done up to here, I get it. If you lost, that's fine, but copy down this problem and let's solve it together from here. Damien, what on the board up there? I know you're ahead of us, but what would I do first in this problem on the board? Yep, and I would call it distribute. But yeah, you're right. We do the parentheses. So this becomes -6x. 9 times 3 is 27. Now I'm just copying down, copying down, copying it down, copying it all down. Gavin, do you know what to do next?
Minus the 6.
That goes with what?
The -2.
Yes, and makes what?
-8.
Yes, -8x plus 27 equals 11. All right. Zariah, finish this thing for me. 2 more steps.
Minus 27.
Yep. And I get -8x equals 1 minus 27 is -26. think. Did I make a mistake in there?
It's 11.
Oh, it's an 11. No wonder it's coming out weird. Okay, this is an 11. Sorry, I copied it down wrong. And 11 minus 27 wouldn't be negative 26. It would be negative, what is it? Negative 16. Thank you. And from there, Zariah, final step.
Divide by -8.
Final answer.
2.
X equals 2. Teo, it's a trick. Feel like I'm done, but I'm not. Know what to do?
You plug in the X. to
Yes.
one equation.
Yes. I know X is 2. I got to go all the way back up to the top and put in X equals 2. So now I put the 2 for the X. X is 2. 2. And that'll tell you what Y is. It says Y equals, and that's negative 4 plus 9. Y equals negative 4. That's what I got with these two together. Plus 9. And now I got Y equals 5. The final step is to put it in a point. What goes first in a point? X. Now what goes second in the point? The Y. 2 comma 5. Who had 2 comma 5 for us? Said it. Okay, good. That's solving a system by substitution. Hardcore. You've got to be good at solving equations. If we have to practice it till the sun goes down, we won't. But I'm going to do a couple more problems. One of them's going to come out like, wait. One of them's going to come out like 0 equals 0. Do you remember what to do on that? It's really easy, actually. All solutions. One of them's going to come out like 8 equals 0, which is not true, and therefore, no solutions. Hope you have a short-term memory. Did that at the beginning of the hour. Okay. So, one thing about the M's and the N's that's nice is you don't have to put it in a point, because we wouldn't know what to put first. You just got to know M equals this and N equals that. You solve for both M and N. Now, this one's different than all the prior problems, not just because I put M and N, but also because it isn't solved for anything. Like there's nothing I can just go, oh, so stick this in here. So I have to do something first. Remington, what's your gut? What do you think I should do first? Nope, you don't combine the equations. You got to do something first. Zariah.
You could minus the 2n from the other side.
If I subtract 2n from both sides, the magic that happens, he's right, is that m gets to be alone, and I will know what m equals. Look, m equals that. So it took me an extra step, but I'm going to write it over here now. M equaled 10 minus 2n. If you put the negative 2n in front, it's fine. Now you can substitute into the other equation. That needs to go there. Now, one of the reasons that this is so important is that this is on the easy part of the test. You might be thinking, this is one of those really hard problems, so it'll be at the end of the test. Nope. This is considered easy enough that it would be on the easy part of the test. Now, you don't have to have the test. It's not like it's tomorrow, but you need to learn this, all of you. It's called solving a system by substitution. So I'm going to do this one now, where I copied down this problem, but I'm putting m as an empty parenthesis. Copy down. Safa. What's m equal to? Because that's what I'm supposed to put right here. Yep. 10 minus 2n. And that looks just like a problem from chapter 2 test. And you have to be able to wade through all that. Damien, tell me the next step on the problem on the board. Yes. 30 minus 6n minus 2n equals 6. Lila, next step.
Combine negative 6n and negative 2n,
Good, what do they make?
negative 8n.
30 minus 8n equals 6. If you were lost till now, copy it to there. And we get to hit this part. Gavin, next step.
Minus 30.
Yep. Negative 8n equals negative 24. Johnson. Ellie. Finish it.
You minus negative 8 from negative 24.
Good guess, but no, you divide
Divide it,
by negative 8. Abby Music, final answer.
N equals 3.
Yes. But I can't stop. Sydney, what do I do now?
You plug that into like a 2n.
So now I got to take that 3, stick it back in the original. The original was m plus 2n equaled 10. And I'm going to stick it in there. N equals 3 means I can put a 3 right there. M plus 2 times 3 equaled 10. M plus 6 equaled 10. Subtract 6, subtract 6. M equaled 4. Who got 4 before I said it? Nice. 4 and 3 are your 2 answers. That was intense. All right. Now, I'm going to give you one more easy one. You should all be able to solve this one without my help. Ready? Go off to the side and make this one. It's not, the ones that are in the book right now or in the notes are really hard. I need to give you an easier one again. Copy this, please. Y equals 2x plus 6. There's 2 equations. Solve the system of equations. You're going to substitute something from the top equation into the bottom equation. Figure out what x is. When you're done figuring out what x is, figure out what y is. Okay. Let's see how you did. I would have said that goes in for the y, because it says y equals that, so I'm sticking it in there for the y. So this is just me copying it down. 2x plus, and I'm putting a big parenthesis where the y used to be. Otherwise, I just copied this stuff down. Okay. Then, in for the y, I'm putting in 2x plus 6. Now, some people don't know when you can drop the parentheses. When there's nothing I can do then in there, like I can't actually add 6 and 2x, and there's nothing multiplied by the parentheses, then I can just drop these parentheses. I can just erase them. They don't matter. There's no multiply. So therefore, I don't have to distribute anything. They can just disappear. And then these are free to add together. 4x plus 6 equals 14. Now I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. 4x equals 8. Ooh, I'm getting there. X equals 8 divided by 4 is 2. Raise your hand if you had x equals 2. Nice. Then I hope you remembered that you weren't done. If x is 2, it goes back up in here. And 2 goes here. Y equals, 2 times 2 is 4 plus 6. Y equaled 10. Now, if you just said x equals 2 and y equals 10, I'd probably give it to you, unless the directions on the test say, answer must be a point. Then I would make you do this. If it says the answer must be a coordinate pair, well, then you'd have to write it that way. But if you got 2 and 10, I'm proud of you, and you're understanding this. If you don't, then you need to talk to me during work time today to get this figured out. All right, it is a Schoology quiz. Would you please open up your Schoology quiz and read me the first problem? You have learned this as well as you need to be able to start trying it on your own. I personally like scratch paper that's like paper if you want. There's paper on my desk always. I always have pencils in the cup. I bought 144 more pencils, so there'll be plenty of pencils. All right? I do ask that you return it if you borrow it, but people forget that all the time. So, would you please read me problem number 1, Mr. Neverman?
5 equals 6x minus 11.
And the other one?
Negative 2x
Wait, there must be, oh, just negative 2x
minus 3y
minus 3y
equals negative 7.
negative 7. Okay, you're going to step up right away. The first one is medium. It's not super easy. Lila, is there something that is already solved that we can just stick in?
The y equals 6x.
Yeah. So I can put the 6x minus 11 where? Put it right there. So that I erase the y and replace it with 6x minus 11. Sorry, that got messy. I'm going to try again. And then I forgot what it equaled at the end. Help me. What's the second equation end with?
7.
Equals 7. Thank you.
Negative 7.
-7. Big difference. Okay, good. Now, do you get it's just an equation to solve? From here, you've got to know how to do this from the first chapter. This gets distributed. Like terms. Copy down. Subtract 33. Khalid, finish it off. How do I get the x alone? Divide by. Divide by. Because it's times. You always do the opposite of it. What it did times, you do divide. You were correct, it was the negative 20. And the negatives cancel. And 40 divided by 20, you'd have to have a calculator standing by, and you'd get 2. Can I just be done with that, Teo?
So,
No. 2 is all of that work, and you only get half the answer. But the last part is way faster. Jelnik, can you tell me what to do with that 2?
You plug it in, so it'd be 6 parentheses 2.
Nice. Y equals 6, and then you put in the 2 right there. Minus 11. Y equals 6 times 2 is 12. Minus 11. Y equals 1. Cool. X is 2. Y is 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. Now be careful on how you type it in. Do they want a point with like, is it easy to tell how to type it in? Okay. So if you're not sure, you can always ask me. But usually there's like a hint or something next to it that tells you. Does it say like coordinate point or? Oh, enter the solution as a point. So then you want the parentheses in like this. You want it like this because that's a point. With the parentheses and the comma and everything. Okay, you're starting. That means you're halfway done. Now, if you get stuck, please come up and ask. That's all I got for you for today.